We want to welcome you here, but tonight a special welcome to Dr. Guptill, who is the president, as most of you know, of AIIAS. And he's taken time out of his very busy schedule, and it is very busy in particular at this time of the year, to visit our class, because we're talking about a topic that he has a lot of interest in and has spent a number of years working on curriculum in the area of integrating faith and learning, which is the topic, the entire topic for this class.
Okay.
And so he's consented to talk to us. Now we have some interview questions that we want to ask him, but you may have a chance to ask some questions as well. And so I'm going to get started with the first one. I'm really interested in the setting for the germination of this idea. Where did it come from? How did you get this idea into your head? It took a lot of work. You produced a lot of very good material. How did it begin?
This happened during the time when I was education director at the SSD. We have about 100 secondary schools in the division. And as I went from school to school, from one country to another, I realized that unlike some of the countries that I had grown up in and I was acquainted with, we did not have Seventh-day Adventist textbooks for most of the subject areas. In many countries, the government mandated certain curriculum things. And as we would go from place to place, the question we would always ask the teachers in the school and so on, what makes this school Adventist? You know, what is there Adventist about this school? And I can, you know, it's embedded in my mind one time when I was visiting a class in one of the countries, and I turned to the teacher and I said, what is this class? What are you teaching? And the answer was, I'm teaching evolution. And I said, you know, that must be really a challenge, you know, as an Adventist teacher. You know, how do you go about making it Adventist? And her answer was, oh, I wish I knew how. She said, at the beginning of the class, I read a Bible text on creation, and I told her that I believed in I told the class that I believed in creation, and then we've been teaching the textbook. And I thought, this is a Seventh-day Adventist school. We are teaching evolution, and the teacher clearly says, I don't know how to make this class Adventist. And I thought, you know, if it's true for this subject area, it's probably true for a lot of areas. And I thought, wow, how do I make this class Adventist? And so when I came back to the office, I was talking with some of the other people in our office in the education department there, and I said, you know, before we're too critical of them, we have to really ask this question, you know, how can we answer that question too? What are the Adventist values? What are the things that we as Adventists want those kids to learn in these different subject areas? How do we decide as a Seventh-day Adventist education system, what are the Adventist things that we want to teach in that science class or in that English class or in that history class or in that Bible class? So that we don't get the idea, here is the Bible class and here is all the rest of the stuff, you know, kind of like, you know, our Adventist part of this school is that Bible class. In fact, I went to one school, and you will not believe this. I went to this one Seventh-day Adventist school, and when we asked for their scheduled classes and everything, they showed me the list, and there was no Bible class. No Bible class on the list. And I said, you know, when do you teach Bible? Oh, well, we try to have something in each of the classes, you know, kind of a morning worship. And I said, don't you have any Bible class? They said, well, we used to, but some of the non-Adventist parents complained, and they said, you know, it's such a busy curriculum, the kids go such a long time, that they just wish that we would leave that out because the kids needed to get home. And so we cut it out. And I thought to myself, wow, somehow or another we missed the core. And so we began to, it's a long answer, I'm sorry. We really said we have got to really sit down and say what should be, what are the Adventist values we want to teach in each of those classes? How can we do this? We can't make Adventist textbooks for all of those countries because they change them every year. The government curriculum goes, what can we do? And so we sat down, we brainstormed, and we said, okay, what are the values? What are the Adventist values that we want to convey to our kids?